big fat wide tie, too short, couldn't tuck in his trousers, an Irish cap, and a smile from ear to ear, and he says, "Good morning, I'm here to take you to the airport." I said, "You're my cab driver?" He said, "I am indeed." He said, "Do you have any bags this morning?" I said, "Really?" He said, "Yes." So I gave him the bags. Down he went. Now I went down as quick as I could to follow this nice man, and he saw me coming right behind me. He rushes over. He opens the back door. I get in. He closes the door, and on the back seat next to me are 3 morning newspapers neatly lined up. It was great. I thought, wow, this is wonderful. He gets in, closes the door, puts his arm over the back seat, and with a big smile on his face, he said, "It's so nice to have you with me this morning." I was so shocked, I almost said, "It's nice to be had." He said, "Shall we go now?" I said, "That'd be real nice." Driving down the freeway, he says to me, "Would you like to have a cup of coffee this morning?" I said, "I can't stop. I have a plane to make." He said, "Oh, no, you don't understand." He goes into the glove compartment. He comes out with 2 styrofoam cups. He takes one. He gives me one. And up off of the front seat, he's got a thermos of hot coffee. Only problem, I have to tell you, I hate coffee. I just don't drink it. But my mom gave me good manners. If he's pouring, I'm drinking. We went down the freeway. He dropped me off at the airport. It was a Tuesday. I was out around the country doing my speeches and seminars and television work and all of that. Friday, I wasn't even in my office. He calls my office because we had exchanged business cards. And my secretary, Linda, answered, and he introduced himself, and he said, "Now, next week, where is she going? What airline? What baggage does she have? What time is the flight? Anything I can do to help?" And he says, "And if I'm off duty, don't worry about it. I'm going to be there. But if I'm off duty, I will make sure that somebody else is there to pick her up." He said, "I am now in charge of transportation." And Linda said, "Excuse me?" And I never called another cab for 2 years. He was there every single time, or made sure somebody else was. He was incredible. And in fact, in the beginning of our relationship, I started to take him a croissant to go with the coffee. I've been riding with him for about 6 months, and I got in the cab, and I said, "Frank," his name was Frank, I said, "I got to ask you a question." He said, "Okay." I said, "You are so good. You never seem to miss." I said, "How are you so good?" I said, "What's your secret?" He says, "Well, I do try to focus." I said, "You sure do." I said, "You take cab driving, which most of us would look at as kind of a menial job. You turn it into a profession." He said, "Well, thank you." I said, "How is it you do that?" And he went into his wallet. He pulls out a 4x6 card. He said, "Well, this is one of the main things I do." He said, "You see, this is my morning checklist. When I come in to get my cab, before I leave, I get out my checklist," and he says, "and I check things off." He showed it to me. It looked like the check-off list of a 727. And he said, "Okay, before I leave, I go, check it off, check it off, check it off. Whoops, watch this one. Check it off, 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 check it off." And I thought, thank you, God. How could I make up Frank? He was incredible. And the thing I learned from Frank, which is no small thing, is that he understood accountability and responsibility. And best of all, he was CEO of Frank. And don't we all want to be CEO of us? Ladies and gentlemen, take a card. Focus. Write down what makes you a pro at what you do. Write down what makes you good at what you do so you can focus, focus, focus.
Can you imagine the success and relationships you would create if you applied the same principles that Frank did to his job to your networking skills? Amazing. Tomorrow, Tom Wood is going to take communication to the next level, and he's got a plan of action to back it up. Come back and learn how to get people excited about what you're doing. Follow your lead and take action with you. We'll see you tomorrow.